Hi, in this video we're going to show you as quickly as possible how to set up NB Store on .NET Uke. First thing you need to do is go to the NB Store page on CodePlex, read about the store, look at the demonstrations, read the system requirements, the skill requirements, download the current release, which you can do via these links or through this section on the right. Download this file. Look at the release notes here and just make sure there's nothing you need to do or be aware of. And then go to the Documentation tab and scroll down and find the step-by-step guide to a working store. I'm not going to cover how to install a module on .NET Uke. You should already know how to do that. I'm also not going to cover how to create pages. Again, you should know how to do that. To begin the guide, we will create two public web pages. We'll call them Store and Checkout. They don't have to be called Store and Checkout. You can name them whatever you like. The Checkout page is visible on our website, but you can also hide it on the menu and maybe only let people access it through the mini cart, for example. But for the demonstration, I'm going to place it on the menu and make it easily accessible. So on our test website here, we've got a blank .NET Uke 6.1 site with the default skin. I've created two additional pages, Store and Checkout. Now, our guide tells us we need to install the Store back office and the product list, the category menu, and the mini cart. All of these will be visible to everyone except for the back office, which we will make visible to page editors only, because it's not meant for the public. It's for managing the store. Okay. To add them to the pages, hover on the Modules menu. Now we have to go through all this drama. In .NET Uke 6, all categories. Here we go. Back office. So the back office is visible to page editors only. We will also add, where is it? Here we go. Go back through this drama. Categories. We'll add the product list. And I'm going to add it to the left pane, just on this particular skin. And then we'll add the categories, the category menu, there we go. And I'm going to add it to the right pane. Okay, there we go. So that was the category menu. So the next thing we'll add is the mini cart. Let's see, all categories. Mini cart, no. Mini cart, and add it to the right pane. Just wait a second or two until it's done doing whatever it needs to do. Add, and there we go. Okay, this back office, I might just move it down to the bottom so it's out of the way. Move to footer left pane. Let's try that. There it is, sitting down here, being ugly. Okay, the next thing we need to do is go into the settings page for each one of these modules. Just look at it and then click Update. That initializes the tables. Okay, into the back office first. So we click this one here. And if everything's all fine, you should see this. This is the Store back office. This is where we can add things, add products, categories, manage orders, and so on and so forth. We'll just exit for now, go back to the storefront, and let's go into the product list, into the settings page. Dithers around, doesn't it? And over here on the right-hand tab, we have the store-specific settings. A whole pile of options that you can set up. We will make some changes here. This is all detailed in this little guide. So in the product list, go into Settings, point Checkout to the Checkout page, the default return page to the Store page, and the Product Detail tab to Store. So one of them to the Checkout and the other two to the Store page, and then click Update. And that's down here under Tabs and Pages. Checkout goes to the Checkout page, and the other two go to the Store page, which they are already on. We'll click Update. Let's have a quick look inside the category menu. Right, and in here in the category menu settings, it's a bit complicated. One thing to note is that this is actually 3 or 4 category menus all in one. It's not just one category menu. These settings here at the top are all the way down to here are one style of category menu, and that is not enabled by default. But down here, the tree view menu, this is enabled by default. And this is the standard jQuery tree view. This is enabled by default. One thing you need to do is ensure that this little link points to your store page. This template adds a link at the top of the tree view menu that lets the visitor click on all products right there, and as a result view the store page showing all products. So all you need to do is make sure this points to your store page. Currently our store page is called Store, and so by default it will just go to the store page. If your store page is called something else, then change it there. We also need to come down here and, very importantly, change the site settings, the product list tab to your store page. Product list is the list of products. That should go to the store page. Down here is another menu, the accordion menu, which is deprecated and is not going to be supported in future, so I suggest not using that, but it's still there if necessary. So we'll click Update, and let's have a look inside the the mini cart settings. Okay, and here again it's configured to work in a minimal sort of configuration by default. Perhaps the most interesting option you can add is the full cart display. If you enable that, and we'll do that afterwards just to show you, it gives you an extra few options, but it also uses more space. You can configure all this right here. In any case, we're just going to click Update and leave. Okay, so we've added these modules, these 4, and we've been into each one, viewed what's there, and clicked Update. Now let's go to the Checkout tab, and we're still following our guide here. Add this module to the Checkout page and be Store Checkout. And then we're going to go into the the module settings, set up the Return tab and Continue Shopping tabs as pointing to Store. And then we're going to take note of the tab ID number down at the bottom, because we're going to use that later. Okay, here we go. Go to Modules, go to All Categories, go to Checkout, and let's add it to the content pane. Add module. There we go. Let's have a look inside the settings. Here we go. We've got a variety of settings to do with checking out and payment that are in here. We are not going to change anything except for ensure that these 2 items down the bottom point to our store page. And then, like it says here, we will take note of the tab ID number down near the update link. So the update link is down here, and there's the tab ID number, 84. I'm just going to copy that and click Update. The next step is to go into the back office go to Utilities, Settings, Notifications, and we would set up 3 email addresses: the administrator, the merchant, and the store email. What they do is described here. So we go to the store page, scroll down, click into Back Office, and under Utilities, there's a whole lot of stuff in here. In this section you have the Settings, Utilities Settings, which is reached via this link, and you've also got Templates. I'll click on that now. It sort of looks the same, but it's a whole pile of different stuff. And it says Templates now here on the right, so this is the Templates section. These are organized in a similar set of menu categories because they sort of relate to each other, the settings and the templates. But the settings are settings and the templates are templates. They are different things. We're going to go to Settings and into Notifications, and this is where the email addresses are set up. Administrator, and we click on that, which then opens that setting for editing over here on the right. There's the setting name. That's the menu item it is under. This determines that this setting is only visible to website administrators and not people with lower access. And down here is where we would put in the address. I'm not going to change it, we'll just leave it at that. The merchant email. This is, as it says on this display down below, this is for the person operating the store. Orders and reports will be sent to this email addresses, and you can put in multiple addresses if you have semicolons between them. So you type in your store owner's address there and click Update. And you've also got the store email. This is effectively the from address for the email sent by the store. This is usually, and it should usually be different from the recipient address. So the store operator might have an orders address that receives all the orders, and it might have a sales address that actually sends the orders, something like that. Who knows? You can put whatever you like in there. Let's go back to the guide. And we would set up the PayPal gateway next. We go into the Back Office, Utilities, Settings, Payment Gateways, and edit the payment gateway. So this is in the Settings page. Click on Settings. Now, one note about this page. It looks a bit scary. All of these things here on the right, in blue, all of these things are the same items that you find inside these menu items. It's just they're all displayed here on first view. So if you know what you're looking for, you can go straight to it here, or if you're not sure what you're looking for, you can go through these menus to try and find what it relates to. Does it relate to the products? It'll be in there. We were looking for the PayPal gateway, which we can either find through here, Payment Gateways, PayPal Gateway, or if we know what it is, we can go straight over here, PayPal Gateway. So I'll click on that. It's the same thing. That opens the gateway for editing. Now, again, this looks a bit scary, but it's pretty simple. All you're going to do, and if you look at the documentation here, it tells you exactly what you do. Add your PayPal email address, your website name, and your currency code. Go back to the gateway. There's your PayPal address. In here it's called the PayPal ID. So your PayPal payment email address goes there. This is the name that gets displayed on top of the PayPal payment page. So you should type in the name of your website. Down here in the currency section, you'd type in your currency code. You need to go to PayPal to find out whatever the currency codes are for your location. And then, in this next bit, replace the 3 instances of mywebsite.com with your own domain. Okay? So there's 3 instances. 1, 2, and 3, just in 3 consecutive rows right there. You will type in your email, your domain, your website's domain in there. So just type your domain in there, whatever it is, .com, and then replace the 3 instances of, in brackets, checkout ID number with the tab ID that we noted earlier. So again, it's the same 3 rows, and you'll notice over here they all say checkout tab ID number right there. You're just going to replace that with the tab ID that you copied earlier. So this website I'm on right now is DNN101. The tab ID I copied earlier was 84. All we're going to do is put that into these three places carefully without making any mistakes. So they all match. dnn101.com tab ID 84. Yep. Okay. The last thing here is specify the 2-digit language code, which we'll leave in this case as English, and the rest can be left as is. So click Update. There we go. Let's look back here. There's a link here to a configuration guide as a PDF you can get here on CodePlex. Click the link. There's a lot of information about troubleshooting PayPal in there. It's well worth a read if you have any trouble with it. Okay. Now the next thing we do is we go into the back office, go to the settings, and go to Systems, Tabs, and apply these settings even if they appear to be correct already. We're going to set Store tab to Store page, Checkout tab to Checkout page, and Wishlist tab to the Store page. So we go to Settings, System, Tabs, and we just set up these 3 items. Checkout is going to go to the Checkout page. Click Update. Store tab is that loaded? You can always check there. Store tab is going to go to the Store page, Update, and the Wishlist tab, we are going to set it to the Store page because the product list doubles as a wishlist list. However, you can also create a separate wishlist page with another product list module on it just for the purpose of displaying a wishlist and use that instead. It's up to you. However, in this case, we're going to use the Store page as the wishlist page. Click Update. Okay, let's look at the docs again. And you would set up the store address information. And we go into Back Office Utilities, Templates, Notifications, and we're going to complete these merchant templates. They all say merchant in them. Merchant address, bank, logo, and name. I'm not going to bother, but I'll show you where they are. So Utilities, Templates, Notifications, and here they are, merchant address, bank, logo, and name. If you click on one, it will load it here on the right. Now you'll notice that this is loaded as plain text for editing and that it's HTML. If you know your HTML, you can start typing, my company name. In that field, the address one here, my address, and so on. My phone is something or other. Okay, and then save. Or if you'd rather use the rich text editor, if you uncheck this box up here and wait a moment, it'll load whatever your default rich text editor is. Okay, and being a simple table, of course, you can put all your information in here. So my company, my address, and your phone number, etc., etc., etc. And format it and bold it or do whatever you like. It's just a table. You can put anything you like in this template. And then save. I'm not going to bother saving. I'll just leave it as it is. Then you would do the same to the merchant bank. The merchant bank information, by the way, all these templates, or many of the templates and settings, have help information down the bottom here. It tells you what the template is for. So this template is included in various notification emails when the buyer has elected to pay manually by check or bank deposit. So if you're processing payments manually, if you have that option enabled, then this is where you tell the buyer how they're going to pay. It might be your bank, your account name, your account number, and the reference code. This little token will automatically put the order ID in as the reference. The order notification the customer receives will have this information in it. The merchant logo. Now, if I just change this back to text box editor, we can see the code that is in this template. And the code is simply an image tag and the full path to a graphic that you're going to use as the logo. And then for the alt text, for those who have images turned off, you would type in your company name as well. Okay, and the last thing is a merchant name, which is very straightforward. You simply type in, your company. And this is put at the top of emails in the subject lines and anywhere else where the company name is going to be used. It inserts it there. Okay. Now, what is left? Next thing we can do is actually test it. We can create a category and then add a product. So go into Back Office Catalog, add a category. Back Office, Catalog, Category. Always look over here on the right to make sure you're in the place you want to be. We'll add a new category. And let's call this category A. That's all you need to type. You don't have to add anything else. However, typically you might add a sort order unless you want them to be alphabetic. If you want to order your categories in a particular order, then each category needs a sort order. The number 1 category displays at the top of the list, 2 is second, 3 is third, and so on down. Because you might want to add categories later, after adding your first batch, you should actually leave space between each category so that you can later on insert new categories. So to make that easier, I use 10 as the category A sort order, like that. Click Update. There it is with the sort order of 10. And then for category B, the next category, I might go 20. Oops, that's just changed the category that was already there. Let's change that back to, I've just updated that to category B and 20. We'll just add category A again. And here's a good example of how I can add a new category ahead of category B by making category A sort order 10, update. There we go. There they are together. Now say I wanted to add category C later on in between the two. Very simple. Let's make it 15. Update. There we go. We've put C in between A and B. Real easy. We can also, let's just move C to be a subcategory of A. Just here under Parent, we'll choose A as the parent category. And that will now indent C as a subcategory of A. Okay, so we've got our 3 categories. Let's add a product. We'll go over here, and we'll click Add. And at the minimum, we just need to go, let's say, product A, and get a reference. Well, it doesn't need a reference. It doesn't really need any of that. But let's give it a summary. I will just bring up a website that runs on MB Store and has a pile of products in it. Here we go. Let's just pinch this product. We'll put that in as the product name. We'll take the summary right there. Copy, paste. Okay. We'll choose a the description. You have to expand the description editor there. And let's copy this description. Oh, there's a whole ton of stuff in there. I'm not going to bother with all of that. Let's just say we take that much of it. Okay. Let's say we've given that a heading. Okay, we've got a product name, a summary, and a description. That's the minimum. We could then click Create Product. And that now loads the full product editor. And in the full editor, we have the same items we just completed here on the General tab. Description is down there, the summary. But we've also got additional tabs here for a lot of other options, such as the categories. For example, here we can add it to a category. Say category A, add. And let's add it to C as well. Okay. And the models section, you can specify the selling price here. This is very important. So let's say this sells for 2,000 whatevers. You don't have to fill in any of the other fields. That's the only one that's relevant. If you are using stock, you should type in how many you have in stock. Let's say we've got 20 of these in stock. You can add more models if you wanted to have different models of the same product. A different model, maybe a similar item but a different color, and say you've only got 10 of the other color, so you might add another model of the same thing, change the stock to 20, and change the name to a different color or something. And if the price is different, you might change the price as well. But we'll just do that. And we will also go to images. Let's say we find an image. Let me go to pick a camera, because I know there's one here somewhere. There we go. Let me get one that's suitably sized. These are all quite small. Oh well, doesn't matter. Let's just take that. And we click Add. And you can keep adding as many products as you like here. If you give this a name, here it is from the front. This is where you can put a caption in the lightbox overlay of the product. So the next thing you should do here is, if you want to add options to your product, you would do that here. And let's say we're going to add one option type. And let's say it's going to be color. So we type color, and then we click on this edit button again. This is very important. And this is where we specify what colors. So we'll add 2 option values. And those option values might be silver and black. Let's say the black one costs $50 more, and we'll put the black in sort order 2, so it displays second on the list. And at that point, we will click Update. So there we go. That product now exists here on the products list in the back office. And if we go out of the store, out to the front of the store, there it is. Now we'll switch to another browser that's not signed in, and we'll try and purchase this product. Let's go to Internet Explorer 9, which I have sitting over here. We'll go to the store page. Let's have a look at the product. There it is in full view. Looks very nice. There's the option that we added, silver or black, black costing more. And there's the summary, and here's the description. Buy will add this product to cart, and now it has added that product to our mini cart here on the right. From here we can go through to the checkout. This is the standard checkout view. We would choose a shipping country, a shipping method, and continue on through the order. Here you would type your information, and if you have special instructions or whatever, or second delivery address, then you would add that there. We'll carry on to the next page, and this is where the payment is made. Now if we click on PayPal, it will take us through to the PayPal site. If you have a buyer who's been here the first time, and if it doesn't recognize their email address as a PayPal account, then it will give them a credit card payment form. Okay, I'm just going to return here, and this time let's choose the manual payment option, which is enabled by default. And when we click this option, it will simply display the order confirmation. And this is where we can also see those merchant details that were set up in the templates, which I did not set up, but here they are. Here's about how to pay by direct deposit or by check, some other information, and the actual details of the order. There we go. Thank you. Bye-bye.